Okay, everything looks good. Should be ready. So let me close this and I will share my screen with all of you. My whole screen, this one. Okay, should be there.
See the presentation and
let me see.
myself, my live.
Yeah, I can see you with your green. How can I say taza? I'm not sure.
Your cup?
Cup? Just cup?
Cup.
Mm-hmm.
There is no other special word? Should be, right? I mean,
Not that I know.
I mean, if we have it in Spanish.
There's also one called mor, right? Like coffee.
Oh,
mor.
yeah.
Oh,
But it's the
Mor.
same thing.
yeah.
Yeah. Basically,
These kind of questions are the important things. I mean, we can learn English in school, but those details, the only way to know those words is like living with them, right?
Yeah, and it depends like the place of the world that they use it regularly. Also,
Mm-hmm. Actually, I just look at it and here at Google Translate, and Google Translate says it's cup. So yeah, no more mysteries.
like Cuphead.
Like Cuphead. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Good eye. So everything is looking good there. At the transmission, someone is watching it. Or let me.
I cannot check this time because
because you have the.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second then, and I will look for it. Okay, looks like we are there, but let's see if I can hear you. Oh, can you say something, Luis and Leo?
Everything. Hello, we're here back with the transmission. All good?
Yeah. Luisito?
Yeah, can you hear me? I think that I have having issues with my connection, but I don't know if you can hear me well.
Yeah, with a little bit of echo, but everything looks fine here. I mean, there's no issue.
A little robotic, but it sounds good.
A little bit, but it's not big deal. So, thank you very much for being here once more. Actually, for me, it's a little bit special this session because it's the first time we are trying this change that we said on the last week. No, we had
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks ago. So
when we did the monster.
Yeah, the last time we have been here was with Marce. So more or less the idea of these new sessions, at least all the sessions that we are going to have this month, is that someone, this time Leo, was the one who chose a topic. He's going to explain a little bit. And we are going to explore that topic through different films, and we are going to talk about it. So tell us, Leo, what about this movie?
Sure thing. Well, first, thank you for being here again, Luis, Mariano, and everybody that's watching this session. Number 18. It's been when you told me to join and you do this project, I thought, well, maybe we'll do like 5, 10, but now it's almost 20, and I think it's pretty good. And in this second half of the year, we're trying to, like you said, explore different themes because we have done like movies depending of the period or the month, like Father's Day, Mother's Day, or Pride Month, and so on. But this time we are bringing like a new segment or a way of doing it. And we will start with this movie, Breaking the Waves by Lars von Trier. I think one of the first... I think I hear myself twice.
Actually, probably it's my computer. Can you double check?
But I think that's good.
Right.
Yeah, it's done. And yeah, we're discussing this film by Lars von Trier, one of the controversial filmmakers of the last years. And the idea for this month of August is to bring 4 films and to discuss with the theme of the will, like what actually it's the will and what do humans will do against adversity. So I chose 4 films about hardship in a way, and also with different contexts of the world. So we will discuss Russia and Japan and Colombia, I think, and this one, which is in Scotland, the European way. So we'll try to explore and like gain a sort of answer or consensus about what do humans do to strive against adversity, and what things do they find to push forward in this world of adversity sometimes. And this first movie, it's Breaking the Waves, and just a brief synopsis. It's about a woman named Bess, portrayed by Emily Watson, I think it's her.
Mhm.
And it's about a remote religious community in Scotland, 1970. And the story is about this woman, Bess, which is a naive woman, sort of way, that marries a man called Jan, which is a foreigner in a way to this enclosed community. And he works on an oil rig. And so their lives are like, we first saw their wedding and their daily. But eventually, Jan suffers an accident that leaves him paralyzed, and that's the moment where the pivotal theme or the story of the movie gains momentum, because he asks Bess to have sex with other men in order for him to be alive and to like regain this sort of force that he lost. And so Bess tries to keep a spiritual connection in a way alive by having sex with other men and telling Jan all the details about the affairs. And so Breaking the Waves like shows in a section or 7 chapters the way in which Bess follows this idea of Jan and tries to sacrifice herself in a form of love that eventually spirals a little bit into suffering and questions a little bit the idea of faith and community. And so I think this is mostly the idea of the movie. It shows a little bit the judgment of the community, the idea of the connection to God, and how can somebody give themselves to us, but it blurs the line between how much the self-will can survive or be destroyed by the demands of love. And I think that's where the idea of the movie comes into fruition. But just a little details. Director is well known. He has many films, and he's a Danish director that created alongside Thomas Vinterberg something called Dogma 95 that tried to bring cinema to their bare bones, to just pure aesthetical side of the production of Hollywood, and all this idea of the mainstream or the system in a way. But his works try to show or portray a sort of realism, and they are very stylized and push the viewer to their very limits in a way of pain and faith, and they bring tough questions sometimes. And he has many movies. Some of them are well known. He has like Melancholia with Kirsten Dunst, Antichrist, and also the last one he did was The House That Jack Built. Pretty good movie about a serial killer facing redemption. And I think many of the movies are quite good. And this one in particular, In the Waves, it's part of a trilogy called The Golden Heart. And it's also, there's one called Dancer in the Dark with Bjork, which is a very good one and similar in style and topics. But yeah, first impressions in a way. What was your? Have you seen other movies, director, or encountered a movie like this in a way that it's a tough watch in a way, but I think it's rewarding because it shows you like the spectrum or the whole idea of the human experience, very raw and very profound, I think. So, what do you think about Luis Mariano? First impressions in this way?
Well, for me, it's the first time that I watched a movie of this director. I don't know. Maybe some of the movies that come to my mind that pop up right now are, for example, don't remember exactly the name, but it's about two girls. I mean, a woman who has two girls. One of them, I mean, they had a girl. She had cancer and illness, and the second girl was supposed to be sacrificed for the second girl. So yeah, it's kind of in the idea of sacrifice, but it was involuntary, right? If you ask me, that's the first movie. I will. I have to search the name or the title, but because I don't have it right now in my mind. But it's kind of similar topic, but the way it's represented, that sacrifice is completely different because now we in this movie we see that it's a voluntary, it's a voluntary sacrifice, and it touches the other topics, right? Like, I mean, the sexual thing that as you said, John asked her to have sex or encounters with other men, and there are different elements. For me, it's yeah, it's a completely different movie. I don't remember one exactly like this before.
Okay, so for me, the first thing is the only movie that I know of this director. So yeah, for me was new. And first of all, I have two questions. Uh, so yeah, the first one is for you, Leo, and it's, I mean, the topic is about the wheel, but I'm not really
Yeah.
sure uh, which part of the whole movie is where you want to focus. Because I mean, through the whole movie, I was thinking about, okay, where is exactly the point of the wheel that he wants to talk about, right? So that's the first thing, and the second one is uh, she can break the fourth wall because if you pay attention in a bunch of scenes, she was looking directing to us, to the camera. So was a little bit disturbing. Was weird, at least. So I have those two questions. And for the first impressions, yeah, as you said, it's a really hard one. I really enjoy it. Technically, it's really good. And yeah, I mean, as I said just before getting here at the YouTube live, I have like corazón de pollo. I'm not sure how to translate that. I have corazón de pollo for these broken people, these innocent, which is part of what I want to say. Just yeah, in a minute, but yeah, for me was a really good movie, a really hard one, and yeah, it moves something on me. These kind of characters that uh, just try to go through everything in life with what they have, and it's not always easy. I mean, yeah, I want to talk more about that, but more or less is that I really enjoy it, and yeah, it's a really hard one.
Yeah, no, thank you for both words. And yeah, first, this director kind of breaks the four walls sometimes, or he acknowledged that this is a movie. Like he doesn't enjoy too much that people just go into the idea of the illusion of the screen. Like he wants to bring it back to life, and I think it's a sort of reaffirmation to say you are watching a movie. Don't forget that. But the themes and everything that we will explore, it's real in a way, and so
Yeah.
it's kind of a mirror sometimes to him. And yeah, I think he has done that before in his movies, but I think it's because of that, because he doesn't want to go like full in. It reminds me of there's this movie called Funny Games, which is
Mhm.
also very good, a bit disturbing, but it's also in a similar way to recognize you are watching people in pain or people going through adversity. So remember that it's a movie. I think
Okay.
that's the idea that he has sometimes. And about the human will, yeah, I also had the same question. And so I haven't seen this movie before. All these four movies that we will bring, Himisu, Leviathan, and the one of the serpent, I haven't seen those. I have seen before some of Lars von Trier, but not one, not quite. And so I wanted to bring like fragments of this idea of the adversity or of people against complicated topics or complicated moments, and to see how they handle against such titanic adversities. In this case, the illness or the constraints of the society in a conservative way. And in this case, the will I see as innocence. And so I will try to, because usually we think of will and we think of war movies and we think of movies like, I don't know, like the one of with Auschwitz, like Life is Beautiful or something like that. You know, that's the main idea, or uh, just how to find meaning. But in this case, with this tetralogy, I was trying to bring like a broader aspect in the sense that what do we cling to or what do we search to in order to keep on living in this way? And so Jan finds it in this bizarre way of sexual ideas, and Bess in religion and God and in love. And so with this idea of the will, it was mostly to explore the different ways on which people face adversity. I think is the main part of the tetralogy of this session of August, and to see how do they do it. They succeed or fail, or what even to fail or succeed in this regard. I don't know if it makes sense in a way.
No, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
yeah, nice. Uh huh.
yeah, no, it's mostly that, and just maybe before just going into the themes and all that, just a little bit of the film structure. It's divided into 7 chapters, and it has a little prologue and an epilogue, which marks, I think that helps with the rhythm, because if not, I think it would drag a little movie. But with this idea of the sections, I think it works quite well. And it also has this quality of feeling like real life sometimes. And that's, yeah, this director kind of does that sometimes. I also recommend the movie called Dancer in the Dark. It's part of this trilogy. And if you want to go a little deeper with Lars von Trier, that one is good. And yeah, it's mostly the idea that this way of filmmaking show us the emotion of the characters and their complex ethical and moral dilemmas in a way that we can understand them and have a little insight into their lives and the problems that they face sometimes.
Uh,
And
Sorry, just
yeah,
before going
sure.
to the teams, uh, I have more questions now because I didn't realize that was divided in 7 chapters. I mean, of course, I saw that there was some chapters, but I didn't realize the number. And now I'm curious. I'm not sure if this guy, Lars von Trier, used to use this kind of reference to religion. So I'm not sure. I mean, that's the first in film I have
Yeah,
here of him. So I'm not sure if he used to do that because the 7, as far as I know, is a kind of important number in Christian religions. I mean, in this case, it's not Catholic, but yeah, it's part of the Christianity world. So that's the
yeah,
first, and the second. Uh, is that I do not know every single song that we have in the movie, which are more in those cuts of the chapters. But the only one that I really know is Susani of Leonard Cohen, which is
Okay.
a really good one, and it talks about something related to God. So, so yeah, it make me wonder if this director has something on all of his work about religion, or putting those limits the characters that he used, or something like that. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you also know something about it, because
Yeah,
it's
I
curious.
don't know that much about this director besides what he made with the Dogma 95 with another director called Thomas Winter, both Danish, and they try to bring uh, like to strip away this ethical way of making movies. So they like to go straight on into topics that may disturb or sometimes bring controversy.
Hmm.
And but nevertheless, he always focuses, I think, on faith. And I wouldn't say religion, but he does have a Christian way of looking at life,
Okay.
especially in his last movie called The House That Jack Built. Most of their movies are on movie, so right now, so you could watch them. But that one is especially good, especially at the end. The end of that movie is one of the best sequences I have seen, and
My
it
goodness.
delves into those topics of what is a sin and what is redemption and hell and heaven, and it's very good. And but yeah, about the songs, I only remember the one by David at the end. It's about the, I think, or something. But I don't know. It could be good to go into the songs and to see if they. I think they may have some sense in a way to what is happening on the movie, but
Hmm.
I really am not sure.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. For sure, is something there.
yeah.
But yeah, I
No,
was
but yeah,
curious.
it's true that this director focuses a lot on,
Okay, sounds good then.
yeah, on this a little bit. Also, the movie called Melancholia, it's pretty good. It's also a movie you could check that one out, and it's about the end of the world and how do we delve with those ideas. But yeah, it's now the themes and what do you, Luis or Mariano, what like themes that you know in the movie or something that you want to bring into the conversation about I don't know what you saw or what you thought about this movie.
More than real, I was thinking about sacrifice. I mean, I got confused. I thought we thought that we were the theme of this movie was sacrifice because that for me everything is around that. She was okay. There's some will too because she was willing to sacrifice herself um, to help his lover get better, right? She really thought that the more suffering, or I mean, the more sex she had with other men, the better he was, right? He was getting over his illness, well, his condition. So, so yeah, for me, it was one of those sacrifice related to love and probably to being real. That, well, yeah, she was willing to do whatever it took for his lover. And second, maybe also faith. Of course, how much we believe that we have the power to, I don't know, to tell, or there is a force of us that helps us and guides us in this difficult life, right? In all of our struggles. So she really believed that she had this connection with God, and He was the one who led her, right, in the pattern. So yeah, faith for me could be another important point. And third one, also maybe morality or ethics, because we saw how I mean the different opinions around her actions, right? For her friend, I mean, it was it was, I mean, she was very afraid of her because she was uh, hurting herself. She was putting herself in danger, but she knew that she was doing because I mean, for love, she really loved this man. So she was kind of sacrificing. So she was empathetic, or at least she could see it with the, I don't know, the eyes of someone who loves you, right? And but on the other hand, we have this the priest and all the religious men following him, this church, and would condemn her, right? For them was like, as Mariano said, I don't know if the number seven is related to the seven scenes. I'm not sure, but there is also a strong emphasis on what the morality of society and how difficult it is to do something for love when it's against the norms of the society, right? So, so yeah, for me, those might be some of the main topics.
Okay, I actually share, as probably Leo, all of those topics because, of course, we can see those in the film. But I'm just thinking now that uh, probably yes, is the will going through all of those that Luis just said, because of course we have sacrifice, faith, and this violence that these guys have. I mean, not just the physical one, right? Just but the verbal and the act is not easy. So uh, I, I'm wondering what is that push her uh, to keep going forward. So I'm not really sure if it's uh, love the answer, because even if she knows that she has this advantage, or call it as you want, she's not well in her head. She has something. It's a kind of weird. So I don't want to say that she is sick, right? But she's something there. So something her to do more and going forward, and it makes her to confront the fate, and after that they will hurt her. So she's willing to do that. So I'm not sure if love is something that is her or something else. So I want to explore that. It's something just have here in my mind. Um, because of course, like in not that important topics, we have all the rest uh, of themes there. Fate, the old versus the new. Um, of course, the sacrifice and the ways of living. So probably something deeper there that is pushing the characters to do the things, and then they have to have the will uh, to to going through all of that. So yeah, it makes sense more or less.
No, yeah, I think it does, and I think that's why it's complicated, like this
Mm-hmm.
topic in a way, because like I don't know, at least to me, the idea of the will, see it as a programming of sorts of the mind, like the mind to keep going because we are biological beings and we are programmed in a certain way to push forward. I think that's main things about it, but I don't think that's enough. And as I was thinking, like before the transmission, what am I going to say actually? Like I'm not sure, but I kind of got into the conclusion before everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I agree with you. I think it's love. I think it's the only that keeps it all together in this way. Because otherwise, why do keep struggling and struggling and struggling? And even though she talks and has this sacrifice and all, it's all done with love, and it's just kind of hard to reconcile this idea, because actually I think the sacrifice goes against the will, because the
Yeah.
human mind or something wants to keep being alive, and so that will be a little complicated, a more clinical way, that maybe
Mhm.
just sick persons want to find sacrifice, because if the correct way is to keep on struggling even though everything hated, what makes a person go into such as extreme routes of sacrifice or just pure suffering? I don't know, I think it goes against the will, but even though I think it kind of reinforces that very same will. I don't know, it's complicated. I'm not sure how to put it yet, but I think in the end it comes back to love as a thread that joins it all together.
Okay.
But I don't know. I also want to discuss a little bit the idea of the people of the church that are in connection with God, but are also have many prejudice against everybody, and that's something that I found very interesting, and also the idea of the like being put to the test,
That's
and
it.
instead of being corrupted, like she dies in a pure way. That's something that I want to explore a little bit, and I think that will keep on enhancing as the movies continue. For the next one will be about such a corruption, like what happens when innocent, and then the next movies will evolve on such topics. But I think this one ends on this high note with the bells ringing and all, because innocence was intact in a way. And I think
Yeah.
that's very powerful in a way.
And that's the thing I want to, yeah, also talk about it. Sorry, just real quick. Uh, can you elaborate a little bit more about the idea you have of real, just to be on the same page? So, because yeah, I don't say anything. So can you elaborate just a little bit?
Yeah, it's more like in this way of we are like individuals in a way,
Hmm.
and we are on this world, and adversities come to us, or things that we don't know how to deal with. And so in this way, I mean, I put it the will and whatever, but the idea is mostly what do we do to push ourselves forward, and what do we be faith, be love, be a community, be like a, I don't know, maintenance of an old way of living. What do we do to keep on pushing forward? That's mainly the idea. And in this way, I see the innocence in a way, and to hold on this idea of family, of life, and to keep it all together against like this idea. I think these images of the rock and the waves crashing, I think that's a good representation. Like we want to have our worlds keep together, like, but the waves are crushing and crashing and dismantling everything, or that we may care. And so what can we do in this hard world to keep on going? I think that's the idea.
Okay.
And the next movie will be about like tsunamis and Japan society, and how do they deal with this crisis of, I wouldn't say faith, or crisis of, or loss of innocence in a way. Could be also a good way to keep it.
Nice, nice. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. What about you, Luis? You are a bit quiet this session.
Yeah, I was thinking of what you were saying about the wheel and all the sacrifices. And for me, it's interesting. I mean, I don't know if it's already time to talk about the message or the different messages that this movie has. But for example, what do you think that could be the message regarding will? What is the director trying to communicate us? In this sense, for me, it's confusing because on the one hand, we can see that she was, as you said, willing to do whatever to see her lover get better, right? She was willing to do anything at all. And on the, I mean, on the one hand, we can see that she was, as Mariano said, she had a condition. We don't know exactly what disorder she had or whatever, but she was different. And or she was special, as the other people said, right? But she tried, or she pretended, or she really believed that she was talking to God. Uh, Something which might be difficult for others to understand or to believe. But we can see that really what she was saying, what she was praying, was meant to pray. At the end, her desire was to sacrifice herself in order to have her lover walk again, and that happened. So, and went to hell, or I don't really understand the end, but we can discuss it in a few minutes. But yeah, I
Thank
don't
you.
really know how to interpret.
I think I just gained some clarity of the topic. Like
Okay.
at first, I thought it was the will, like this idea of pushing forward and all. But I think these four movies are not actually about the will, but of the corruption of the spirit. So all these ideas are, yeah, innocence and all, and how to push forward. But I think the most precise way will be the corruption of their spirit, of the degradation of innocence in a way. I think that's mostly what they will be about, and I think more rich in a way in order to keep the discussion going. And it's interesting that we sometimes think certain topics and all, but no, it's true. It's more of a, like when the world uncloses onto the individual and they try to keep it together. And I think that makes more sense now that I see it. So it's the corruption of the spirit, if it makes sense in a way.
Absolutely. Actually, I really like that because
Yeah.
I was thinking about that probably, yes, is love what moves everything. Her, of course. I mean, she's the main character, right? So, and I'm thinking in the first letter of Saint Paul, Paul, San Pablo, the first
Mhm.
letter of San Pablo a
And
los
Paul?
Corintios, which is another word that I do not know how to translate. Uh, it's a really cool letter that people read on the weddings, and describes love as in the Christian way. That, I mean, if you sounds really good, just like the first impression. But if you think just a little bit about it, it has a bunch of um, details, just to put it in a way, about sacrifice and about tolerate things that now, especially in these days, these years where we are trying to think more of actions and yeah, being different, a better person or whatever, being to tolerate the other and so on. Um, yeah, that you can think about those details on that letter. So what I want to say is that part of the main thing about love in this Christian world is that innocence. That's why the kids are really important for them, because they are pure. So yeah, it's just as both of you said, is the innocence part of it. And as this character has this so much innocence on her, uh, people, the normal people, sees her like that she's uh, sick, right? She has something.
Yeah.
Um, and in all of this, I think that the will is that she prefers to break with the tradition and break with what should be, just to preserve love, love in her way. This is the innocent one. So in this balance,
Or
if this guy just said, hey, you need to go and have sex with other men, it's easy, and she don't want it, but she decides to do it because she prefers love uh, uh, more than yeah, that the correct thing. Um, of course, is if you ask me, I want to believe that this guy John asked her to do that, not because he wants have this kind of sexual experience tellings. But for me, it's more like, hey, you try to look someone else uh, to be happy because I'm here paralytic, right? So,
yeah, I don't think Jan was selfish in that way.
yeah,
Like he
absolutely.
did it because he thought that that way she would be free from the constraint taking care of him.
That's right.
But to
I
but,
believe the
but to
same.
her, yeah, but her it was completely the opposite. Like, and that's where gets mixed in between, and nobody of the community understands that
No,
connection that she says that they have a spiritual connection. They all are judging, and just because of the way the world is before, nobody really understands what is happening. And I think that's kind of the sadness of human experience. Like you can on even though they were very connected, they still couldn't understand each other. Like
but
in what was
it's just
happening.
because they are not innocent anymore. Even the young ones. If you remember one of those scenes where she's cast out from the community, the kids of the town just threw rocks uh, to her, and they are like, yeah, being aggressive with. So even the kids are not innocent anymore. So they don't have. So they are bad people, and they do all of those bad actions. So yeah, for me, is that bad love in the innocent way, in the purest Christian way, in this
Mhm.
character, the will she has to have to go through everything else. And as you said, probably, yeah, it was you, right, Leo? She did or prefers to die before breaking what she believes is right.
Yeah.
So
I
for me,
don't,
is there the thing about will and love?
yeah, I'm not sure if it's completely conscious. Like yeah, I will die. The pure. I don't think it's conscious, but I think it's there. Like very deep within her, this idea of just giving it all or giving it to other. And I don't know. I think that's what makes it pure in a way because she doesn't really.
Yeah,
And I don't know. It's difficult, but yeah, I'm feeling kind of thrilled in a way, like finding this idea of the corruption of the spirit that we can enhance it in the next sessions. So this one, she dies, and that's it. Like she uh, doesn't face the world. Like most of the stories, I think, will begin in this way. Like it's innocence, and then so, and it's like this coming to the world. You learn lessons and all, but in this way, it's she just dies and the purity remains. And as we move forward in these sessions, I think we will see how this corruption affects the society and the individual more and more and more, and how these questions or these adversities will uh, they will face hardship. I think more, and I think in a way thematically it makes sense that this first it's like it just ends on this purity, on this pure idea of love and of life in a way. I don't know. I kind of excited for new movies, like in order to explore this topic further. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, sure. I'm not sure with Luisito. Probably he's going
Did he
to.
left the Discord?
Not just the camera and the mic, but
Yeah, because I cannot.
Yeah,
see
probably
the
something came
Discord.
up. Oh,
That's one of the
Yeah,
things that I want
maybe.
to fix, because I'm watching the screen and I'm not watching you two guys. I want
my goodness,
to
yeah,
see
because you
the
are watching the
yeah, I'm watching the presentation.
presentation.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Can you
would
hear
like
me?
Yeah,
to
we
do
can
it.
see you, Luisito. You look fine, as handsome as always.
Oh, thank you, baby. Yeah, I lost my internet connection. I had a really bad connection. I haven't been able to solve that issue, but okay. Let me know just if you hear me or anything, please.
Mm,
Because, yeah, it's really bad.
sounds yeah, it sounds with some issues. The sound.
Oh my God.
No, probably is better now. Can you? I mean, if you want to say something or turn off your camera, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, sure.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
1, 2, 3,
Hello.
1, 2, 3. You
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
me?
we can hear you.
Yep.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I leave my camera off because my internet connection is so bad. Okay, I lost basically what you said. So can you give me a brief summary of what you said in the last minute?
I don't know where to start.
Yeah. So as a brief resume for me is that love in the innocent way, in the more purest way of the Christian view, she has it, and she have the way to go through all the problems in life
Mhm.
and everything so in the movie, just to maintain that uh, innocence, to yeah, to remain like. So for me is
Yeah.
that love, will, and everything else, more like that.
Yeah, and also like the idea, like to explore it a little bit, thinking that we are a spirit or a soul in a way that it's we reach the world. And so what happens in the world kind of corrupts or transforms the way that we face everything. And so in this movie, it's kind of the purest or innocence, even though she retains this purity. And I was talking with Mariano that the next month I think we'll explore this idea of option in different ways. For example, next one will be of kind of pessimistic philosophy and how do that it's kind of a way to keep away the troubles of the world when the innocence it's fading. And so I think this will make sense as we move forward with the this month of August. But the idea is mostly that, like the struggles and what do we face in our lives and what can we do about it in a way.
Okay, I got a question. I want to understand why do you believe that she was pure at the end? I mean, that's interesting because, of course, all the society, or at least the priest and the religious, for them was she was corrupted, right? She was a sinner.
Yeah.
So why do you believe that she was pure at the end?
Yeah, we were all, precisely discussing that in a way that Jan, we think, wasn't being selfish when she asked her to be with other men and all, because he did it
Yeah.
because he thought that was what Beth needed in order to be happy, and the other way around. And so it wasn't a perverse way of thinking, even though it was different from what the society was telling them. But because that was the idea of them, I think they are just loving the word, like of the Bible and all. And I think that happens in the movie. Like she said, you cannot love a word. And I think this society is just following what it's written, but they are not contemplating on the pure individual. And I think that's a little tragedy. And to not be able to understand in that way, and that the kids throwing rocks at her just because it's what the other said and all. And I think to her, even though she did all these acts that to the society may be seen as evil or I don't know, impure, I don't think she did it in that way in order to corrupt herself. And I think that's why. And I think that's why the ending, it's the bells and all, because I think it makes sense. Like the church of these people didn't have bells, and it's always like a barren wasteland. There's nothing. It's sterile in a way. But what happened between these two characters, I think it's more attuned to what the Christian world really wanted to say, like in the old ways, without this just loving of the word and just throwing rocks at people just because. And I think that's my idea.
So Luisito has the el culo torcido, the ass twisted, with what you said, or what?
Or what was your doubt, Luis, in this way, that why is she viewed as pure, or what was it?
Exactly. Why do you? I mean, why you think, or you say that she was pure at the end? Because yeah, for the society, she wasn't pure. She was corrupted and everything. She was a
Yeah,
senior, and she went against the rules. So yeah, I was wondering why you think that. I mean, of course, she was innocent, but at the end, why you say that she was at the end pure?
Good.
well,
Because she went through all those different rules. Yeah.
yeah. No, I just think that in this way, it's kind of a religious way of looking at things. But she had a connection to God, like just straight on. Like we can see her talking with God all the
Mhm.
time. And she really didn't need it, the church, like in order to be in complete connection. And so she doesn't need like the validation of the community because she has the connection to God and to Jan. And so even though people talk things, I think to God, that innocence it's understood, if it makes sense. And so the society sometimes doesn't validate this connection or these ideas. It's more a stigma or a way to preserve the community, but not in a way connected to God. I think, even though they try to be, they sometimes, I think they strive away, even though they are living all their lives thinking that they are in connection. And I think that's my answer on this. You,
I,
Mariano, what do you think?
really similar. I agree. Because for me, it's like innocence is attached, necessary to love, not in general, but the kind of love she has, and that the kind of love she expressed. So so that's the first thing for me. Are like, yeah, connected, the innocence and love, the her particular love. For me, she remains pure at the end because the what Leo said, that these people of the community and the church, they wasn't following the essence of what uh, the Christianity has to offer. I don't remember the saint, or even if it was one of those apostles. Is the good way? Yes. apostles said, but said something like, if I don't have love, even if I can speak all the languages of the world, it doesn't matter. If I don't have love, uh, even if I have all the faith in the world, it matter. And so on. I mean, it's more what this guy said. I will look for it just in a second. So for me, the essence of the Christianity is that the other. I'm not sure how to say. My goodness, I forgot even in Spanish. Prójimo. I'm not sure how to say prójimo, but the love for.
You could say the other.
Okay. Yeah. Let's also look for that word. But yeah, the love the other is the for me is the base of the Christianity, or should be at least should be.
I'm seeing that there's a comment in the video by Yolanda
My
Martinez.
goodness, we are that popular. It's Yola. Such a mysterious way to lose a connection. Do you think so? What kind of loss in that connection? Can you elaborate a little, Yola? Yola is a friend of us, so we love her very much. So yeah, for me, that's the essence of the thing. And as she decide to preserve that innocent that, as I said, for me is attached to love, uh, she remains innocent. In a certain way, she acknowledged that the people on that church is not following the important thing of the word of God.
Yeah.
She said, how can you love the world? You need to love the other. You need to love a person, she said, something like that. So that's the thing in why she remains pure. And
No,
so,
but also I think that you remember when they are burying her, like they are saying you will hell
to hell, yes.
alone and everything. But in the end, the movie ends with the ringing of the bells, and so this demonstrates that no matter what the people say, the true connection is with God directly, and so it doesn't what
Absolutely.
the other or the community scrutinizes her for. That's
Yeah.
my conclusion. Yeah.
It's like the proof of that. She choose correct path to follow.
Yeah.
Uh, my goodness, it's really hard.
Here,
You know.
I have another question.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry, what?
yeah, I have another question here. I mean, you say that her way of love is, I mean, it's connected to the innocence, but I was wondering, I don't know if you had the same impression that especially, well, not only at the beginning, but throughout the movie, I really wonder if it was really love or I mean, or obsession, because she wasn't even able to be alone by herself. She was, I mean, everything happened from the moment she prayed to God. She wanted John to be at home, right? And eventually he had an accident. She felt that it was her fault. But, but yeah, I think that it was a very innocent way to love. I wouldn't say that it was a mature way of love. I'm not sure if it's the right way or if there's a right way to love another person, but I really wonder how you see her way of loving John as an innocent way, as the like an exemplary kind of love, or just as a child. Yeah, I really wonder because for me, I really felt that it was more obsession than love. But I don't know what you think.
If may, no, for me it's not obsession, and it's this is something that I have been thinking about, not just in the movie, but since a few years ago. Um, this kind of persons that have those different minds, that they are different in the way they express and live, so on. Um, probably they don't have any filter or way to manage their emotions. So, but it's complicated because for us that we are more or less normal, uh, we have like standards, and if someone is out of those, we are not sure how to manage them. I'm thinking, just to give an example, of the people that have Down syndrome. They are adults in some cases, of course, and they know how to behave in society, but they have the, yeah, it's difficult for them to do it. So I'm not sure if you have heard that they experience love in a really uh, mighty way. So they can get in love with, uh, not sure, someone in the market, and they are really sure that they love her or him, and they want to marry them just there. So it's really powerful. So mm, for me, it's not an obsession. It's just a different way to love. And I use the word innocence because for me, it's the essence of that. But maybe part of the thing that she has in her head is is this lack of filters or ways to manage those emotions. So it's more like a wild way to experience love. So for me, it's more or less like that. So I prefer to use the word innocence, and that's why I attach those innocence and everything else that I said. Actually, we have another comment of Yola. So, but I'm not sure if you want to say something, Leo, about the question.
Yeah, no, I think it makes sense. Like we have different ways of perceiving the world, or people are just different sometimes. And the way that you put it, that it's unfiltered, it makes sense because she feels a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
she's not thinking like what the society is thinking or what am I going to do. Like she's just feeling it, like feeling all the time, and that's what she carries on. But I also see it as a, I don't know, thinking in a abstract way a little bit, like the tarot, like the first card of it, which is the fool or the innocent one. And in this way, it's the one that is facing a cliff. It's about to fall into a, but it's doing it in a way that it she doesn't know. Like she doesn't know she will. It doesn't matter. And I think the journey, and because we say she's pure, is because she hasn't made the full progression, like the of the individual. Like the tarot, I think actually it's the competition individual, and in that way, she remains in the first card, maybe in the lovers or something. But in the first way, it's this pure innocence. And if you look at the card full, it makes sense a little bit. And yeah, it's just this idea that she doesn't want that journey, like not everybody needs to do it all the time. And I think that's the only way to experience it fully. I see it, yeah, a little bit. She wanted to be Jan, time, but I don't know. I don't think that's childish. I think it's just a different way of loving.
Yeah, a different way. Uh, okay, something to say, Luisito, just before I say something else. Do you want to? If you want to, I can read the other two comments that we have of Yola.
Sure, sure.
Yes.
So she said that about her question. I will read it again. Such a mysterious way to lose a connection, don't you think so? We are not sure about it. And she said it was actually related to to the way Luisito disconnected for the scene. Okay, that just Luisito disappeared and uh, I got it now.
Okay.
And she also said, "Sorry guys, I don't see the movie, but I'm curious about your findings." By the way, you should include your viewers more. It will be fabulous. Yeah, we have been talking about having more people around us, and also um, just to know, we have for viewers now. We are thinking of share the movies and watch the movies together uh, in a different space. And then, if someone is willing to be with us in the session,
Join the session.
yeah, someone can join, and yeah, it should be fine. So yeah, we have it there on our minds. Be sure of that. I forgot what I was about to say. So please, Luisito, say something.
Yeah, well, that's also a great idea that Jonas said. I agree. Probably we can also extend the questions to the public, right? We have 4 viewers right now, and they want to answer what they believe. If that's a different kind of love, as you said, or it's obsession, or it's a pure way, or a healthy way of love. I don't know, whatever. That'd be interesting. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I totally agree. That is a very different way of loving. I'm not sure if that's the one I consider the healthiest way of loving someone, right? But yeah, of course it's pure for me in the sense that she remained, as you said, she remained the same. She remained. I mean, all her actions were leading to the well-being of this person, her lover, right? For me, that's also it's related to love in that way because she was always seeking for the well-being of that another person, even against herself. But that's the matter for me, right? She was sacrificing herself, probably unnecessarily, right? Uh, yeah, the way she died, it was very, I don't know, was very weird, and how, I don't know if there was a real connection or related or a relationship between her death and the way John got over his issue. I don't know. I really don't understand exactly what the message of the director was in that sense. Like, is he trying to say that we must sacrifice ourselves for the others, even to death, um, or I don't know, everything was on her mind, or I don't know. There was, as you said, at the end there's an award, right? She went to hell. No, no, not to hell, to heaven. We see the bells. Or there's kind of an award after all the sacrifice, but I don't know if the message is that that's the right way of loving other, sacrificing yourself in that sense, right? Or in that way.
I want to.
So,
Okay,
what do
just to
you?
know. Sorry, it's just about the hour. Just that,
Oh yeah.
and I will save my comments about the message of the movie because I want to finish with that.
Okay.
So let me ask to the people, and also I want to ask you, Luis. First you, and then the people. You are not willing to be with someone like Bess. Just for the people here, is Bess has this kind of issues. Really innocent, but it's also really intense. The way she love, and she requires time and attention, and yeah, it's not always easy to be with her, but she is full of love. So yeah, are you willing to be with someone like Bess, Luis?
I'm not sure. Maybe as a friend, but not as a couple.
Yeah. As a
Not.
couple,
I
I'm
don't.
asking as a couple.
No, for me it would be difficult. Yeah, it's such a big responsibility because yeah, it's so hard, right? Young wanted, he wanted her to be free, but at the end it was, I don't know. As you said, his intentions was selfless, but she understood it in another way, or she at the end ended up hurting herself just for him. So I don't know. For me, it would be a very hard responsibility to manage as a couple, probably as a friend, but yeah, as a couple, for me, it would be very difficult. What about you?
Yeah. Of course, I'm. It's not easy, but I'm willing to do it. Uh, yeah, it's not easy, but as I said before, love is always the right choice. So, so yeah, need to do it. I prefer love. So, so yeah, even with all the problems that could have this kind of relationship, yeah, I probably will say yes. My goodness, I'm thinking about. It's not about the topic, but I want to say it. The Tokyo Blues of Haruki Murakami.
Yeah.
If you remember the part where this girl says to the main character that, I mean, like if he is sure that he wants to stay, because there is no way to know when she is going to go out of the hospital. And she said, hey, I could be here even my whole life. Are you willing to stop loving another people just to wait for me, just because you love me? My goodness, that part was yeah, really hard for me, because I was living something related, and that kind of choices are really tough, you know. So that's why I answer you that yeah, I'm willing to be with someone like Bess, because I choose love. Uh,
Yeah.
but
No,
yeah,
I think that I see the difference, and it's the way to look at it. It's not as a responsibility. If you view it as a responsibility, it's so horrifying. Like that,
okay.
I don't think that's the way to look at it. But to the true connection, like completely there. If you, I mean, if you have a true connection with somebody, I think that's kind of the point of this movie and all. If
Uh-huh.
you have a true connection, you can overpass everything. And I think that's, I don't know, the message of the movie to me. It's also faith in a rational way. The decisions of Bess make no sense whatsoever. It's so irrational. But if you look at it in a way of faith, I mean, in the end, Jan walked again. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know if
Yeah, it
it
was
had
cute.
anything to do. He did it. And so that's the idea of faith. And to me, that would be the message of the movie. And it's hard. It's strange because this director, Lars von Trier, had many issues. Like he was depressed for many years, and he was nihilistic and all. And that actor in that way, I think it's interesting that he, even though fell into those pits, he made this movie with such a strange narrative, but with a profound topic or a profound conclusion, I say. And yeah, I don't know if you want to go with the conclusions of the in order to not overdo it this
Yeah, sure.
time.
Let
Yeah.
me ask the people. I'm not sure if you want to ask them something. We have four people here around us. Um,
Oh,
so yeah, I want to ask you, people. You can answer us in Spanish. Probably all of you speak Spanish. Um, so yeah, about love and will. Do you think that love could be that thing that pushes you to do everything, and yeah, and having the will to go through the difficulties of life, or not?
yeah.
um, so yeah, we can wait just a minute if someone wants to answer or want to say something about love or will, faith. If you have faith, uh, just before we finish the conclusions. Oh my goodness.
It was a tough one actually.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when I first started the
Yeah.
session, I had some ideas, but I think now it changed mostly. And I
Uh,
would like to I mean, I always like to have this idea of love and will and the society and all into the next session, but also to focus on that idea of corruption of the spirit in this regard. I think that will make more sense as we move forward. And I don't know, I think it will be kind of a very interesting topic to
Yeah,
explore
sure.
alongside with love, you know. Mhm.
No, yeah, absolutely, because it's related at the end.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looks like no one wants to say something. Don't worry, we don't push you. Uh, so yeah, mm, I want to conclude this session about love and and yeah, I mean, I will answer my own question. Yeah, for me, love is something that pushes us and make our will stronger, so we can go through the things of life. And for me, that's the message of the movie. Um, oh, Yola said yes about the question. She answered in Spanish. Durísimo. Para mí, la primera respuesta es sí, about love and will. So more or less, I share that. And I really believe that is the main topic about the movie. This this pure and real love confronting the, the corruption and what the society became, which is different to what the faith says it should be. So for me, the main topic is that the love and how we can stay pure and yeah, of course, living our lives. It's not always easy. I mean, we can see here in the movie that is the extreme way to showing it, but it makes me wonder in which decisions I've made. I choose this innocence and this pure thing and this love. So yeah, for me is that we can choose between those ways of living, and this guy just show us uh, the best of us loving and in the love topic. Uh, and Yola said, pero lo más sencillo es lo más complicado. My goodness, I agree. Uh, uh, I'm not sure how to translate it also. La insoportable levedad del ser. I'm not sure how to say levedad. But for me, that book was one of the important ones at the moment of choosing love every time.
Yeah.
Because of that book. But yeah, it's another thing. So yeah, that's my conclusion.
Great. You, Luis, what do you think about? So, to you, the actual that love can overcome everything, right? That's sort of, even though, I mean, I think the cliche words, like
Yeah, it is
it's like
cliche.
we sometimes just complicate ourselves too much, but it's true. Like Yolanda says, easy is to have the pure love, but all that happens after having that pure love so hard and so complicated and so this devastating, let's say. But yeah, what do you can say, Luis, about to close the session?
Well, I also like that it's related to sacrifice and to innocence in the sense that I don't know, to love another person, we need to be authentic, right? We need to be vulnerable and also have this kind of connection that is to say that these two characters really, uh, how can I put it? They were
No, right?
Yeah, you're.
really in,
Yeah, we are losing you, Luisito.
like they really care about each other. Was it hello, hello? They move to another room if the connection improves.
Yeah, a little
Let
bit.
me please.
It's
You hear me now? Hello, hello.
yeah,
Much
better.
better, much better.
Okay, okay. So, well, in conclusion, I agree that the love is related to sacrifice. Just I have my reserves about the way we need to sacrifice ourselves because, in my opinion, the sacrifice of Beth was unnecessary. The extent it wasn't necessary that she died in order to um, I don't know for for John to get better, right? It was, in my opinion, was unnecessary. So yeah, I think that it's all right to love other people. It's okay to care for the well-being of others, but in the unless it's necessary that you sacrifice yourself, I think it's also important to love yourself. And I'm not really sure if Beth loved and cared herself. So that's why the way she was loving John was questionable, in my opinion. But yeah, I really like the message of authenticity. As Leo said, it would be very interesting to see the corruption of the soul or the innocence with society in the following movies. So yeah, I'm really looking forward for it.
Yeah, thank you, Luis, and thank you for joining. And we will explore these films. I mean, I think you both have said everything I can say about the movie, but just to conclude in the way that this is just like the first chapter. Like we saw what happens when innocence just doesn't get confronted with the corruption in this way, and she transcends, and that's like there's nothing more to in this regard, because I think sometimes we think this world is just all there is, and so we judge everything thinking that this world is everything and all, but maybe there are transcendence, and I think we will see more of those as we push forward with the movies, especially the last one. And I think that will be like a good conclusion to think what is this world actually, and what are we doing, and what are we willing to do in order to preserve innocence, or what we actually care about. And yeah, that will be, I think, my conclusion this time. And ourselves in the sessions. We will having a friend of ours called Randall join in order to discuss a movie called Him by the master Sion Sono, a filmmaker. And if you want, and join us next week, next Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. And also a comment will be, we will discuss all the comments that you put on the chat. We
Yeah,
will
sure.
be happy to have you here. And yeah, thank you for your session, Twisted Coatl.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So let me end the transmission. Yep. Thank you very much for being here. See you next week.